wanted to do a quick breakdown of my setup. Man, I just love Sony cameras so much. I'm looking at myself right here. So, talk about the setup. I'm using the Sony FX6. It's my A cam, and I got an A7S III. It's my B cam right now. Like I said, using the Sony monitor control app. It's amazing. And overhead, I got my microphone here. I don't even know what this microphone is, but it gets the job done. And I was going straight into the Zoom FX3 over there. And then, like I said, A7S III with a 24-70 on it. And then the FX6 has a 35 1.4 on it. And then we got our main key light here. And in the walkthrough earlier, you can see like I'm putting a honeycomb grid on it because I didn't want it to spill on our background, because we also have the SmallRig 10C kind of illuminating our background as a kind of fake window back there. This studio is, enclosed, so there's no windows. So I wanted to kind of give it a nice ambiance there. We got some things here on the side just to kind of set the mood. Not even a real picture in there. It's just kind of a thing. But we got this kind of just like accent light, accent plant, just to really fill the space. The one thing that I kind of realized, we just actually finished with the first interview, and so I didn't really fill this space over here. There is a bookshelf over there for our next set that I could have probably moved a little bit over, but I think it's okay because I might crop this in a bit anyway. But overall, I mean, I feel satisfied. Oh, and I have the SmallRig tube light over here kind of as a fill light because I didn't want too much shadow for this since it's kind of medically focused. I didn't want it to look too dramatic, but there's a bit of fall off on the shadow side, and I just filled it in with that light tube. So yeah, right now we're just about to set up for the next interview, but I want to just kind of sit down, show the frame, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is our second setup for today. Put some practicals in the scene for this. We had a couple there. The only thing is I might have to cut some of that in the back. Like this light over here is super blown out. This one's not as bad. It creates like a nice separation back here. And then, yeah. I'm thinking this is good. I might just have to stuff some tissue into this one to soften it a little bit. Or I might see what ND looks like. And then see what pump and light it looks like. Might have to boost. I'm kind of liking this a little bit more. But now it's a bit dark on this side. And I'm thinking about popping that background light right on this wall area again, just to see what that looks like. And I can probably fill in down here with a LED light. Try that. So what I don't want happening is that light hitting them, but added this pop right there. Added a little bit down here. see if I can lift that cord up. But overall, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think this looks really good. Now, there is a bit more shadows this time, which I can fix by just probably pumping a little light here. They do have some other lights that I have access to, so I might use some of those. But overall, I feel good. I don't want to pump so much light that it's flooding here, taking away from some of our accents. So yeah, I think I'll do that. Move that back there for a little pop. Maybe put something down to the bottom. So now I'm just talking to you, or actually I'll be looking here. We're chatting, yada yada, chat. Okay, so we just wrapped interview 2. It went great. This setup, honestly, chef's kiss. I think we have one more interview today. Unfortunately, we had someone who couldn't make it, just family stuff going on. So that happens sometimes. You have to be prepared for it, be able to pivot. So we got one more interview, I believe, at 1 o'clock. And then we're going to transition into some B-roll. And I'll try to show as much of that process as I can. It's actually just me today. Usually I'll have at least one of my interns with me, or, you know, a PA of sorts. But today it's just me, so I'll try to get as much behind the scenes as I can later. But if nothing else, I'll show some of the footage that we do capture with some of the physicians. But overall, I'm satisfied with the 2 interviews we've gotten so far. It's always nice to have like some time to think about this. Did a lot of scouting before and kind of came up with this vision. So it's nice to see it, you know, be fully executed. I didn't always have a lot of time, but I was fortunate to be afforded some time. Just got back from shooting some B-roll, and I didn't talk about this setup before, but it was a little bit different actually. And I'll show some behind the scene footage here. But we switched to one of the offices actually, and it has this nice couch in there. A lot of practical lights going on. We have obviously the one right behind me. There's one here in this corner, which is motivating our key light up there. And I actually had to add some fill because this back window right here was very reflective. So when I had the light down, you could see it in the window, and I obviously didn't want that. So I added this little light bar right here to kind of emulate that. And I also added a practical on the ground and used that light to kind of fill in this shadow side. So in the actual clip for our interviewee, which I'll drop in, you can kind of see that realized basically. So yeah, same setup all day. One mic, mostly one light, and 2 cameras, the FX6 with a 35mm and the Sony a7S III with a 24-70 on it. And that was mostly getting like close-ups, pickup shots, hands, things like that. But overall, it was a great day. We got through everything on time, and I had a ton of time to set up. And I think I kind of didn't start with this earlier, but this is a pretty new relationship, so I'm still nurturing it. It's still growing. It's still evolving. Taking the time, taking the care to make sure that, you know, I meet their expectations and my needs are met as well. We have some more interviews still. This is day 1, so I'll continue to kind of keep this rolling and take you guys along that journey with me. Peace.